Is listening a parenting skill?
Welcome to Parenting Matters Now, a source of parenting advice a few minutes at a time.
Hi, this is Dr. Roger Smith of the Parenting Matters Now. Listening is a art. Everyone divides listening into active listening and passive listening. I don't know that there is one style that is better than the other. It depends on the moment. So let's talk about how you can listen to your children in a way that communicates that you're interested. Evaluating what your child is saying. Sometimes children are talking and sometimes they're telling you something. And so when they are just talking and they're rambling and they are really just trying to make connection with you in some way, but they're not really trying to communicate something important, we can listen in a much more relaxed fashion. You may be cooking or maybe driving or maybe doing other things, working on an object, repairing something, and you can give verbal feedback. And people refer to that as active listening, where you go, yeah, tell me more about that. And it's just really giving some verbal cues to the person talking. But whenever a child is coming to you with something that seems that they deem important, you may not deem it important, but you can sense that they're wanting your attention. The best way to listen is not so much with your ears, but more with your eyes. They need your eye contact. And so sometimes we have to, just in a brief moment, stop, make eye contact, get on their level if you can, and give them focused attention to really make them feel like you have heard them. And so, yes, sometimes you need to give the verbal cues or the verbal feedback to say, this is what I hear you saying. Do I have that right? Or, wow, that's so important. Give them some type of verbal feedback, but sometimes they just need you to smile and go, I'm proud of you. Or go get them, whatever. Have some type of engagement. And maybe there's no words at all. Active listening is not always that you are saying something. It is that you are giving attention and some type of feedback, a smile, a wink, a pat on the back. Be careful if you're trying to use an active listening technique. You can read about all these different techniques and asking questions. Well, sometimes we ask questions more in an interrogation type fashion, and it feels more like you're examining them. That is not listening. That's really almost you talking to them. And so be careful that your questions that you use to listen to your child actually are helping them to tell more of their story. And it's not you asking, well, who was there? And who, what parents or what adults were there? And those are interrogation type questions. But sometimes children just want to tell you about their dreams and their crazy ideas. And they're not really wanting your feedback. And sometimes we have to resist the urge to say, well, that's not possible. But dreams are okay for children just to talk about things that seem almost, well, impossible. And so if they're impossible, you go, wow, that would be fun, or that would be cool if that was possible. Sometimes we think that, I remember reading comic strips whenever I was a child, and Dick Tracy was almost the 007 of his day. And they had all these cool gadgets that we thought, there was a video phone in his wristwatch. And there were other gadgets that he had, and we thought, wow, that's cool, but that's not possible. Well, guess what? It is possible, and it is that way today. So many of the things that we've seen in the past that we'd go, wow, not possible, but things are happening today. So sometimes your children's dreams seem very much impossible to you. Our job is to not kill them with our interrogation or our criticism, but to listen to them. And whether we believe in their dream, we can believe in the child. And we do that by listening to them. Listen with your eyes, listen with your ears, listen with your facial expression. You're building a bridge to your child in doing that. It's Dr. Roger Smith of Parenting Matters Now.
Subscribe to Parenting Matters Now for more advice, or go to rogersmithmd.com to search for more topics. See you next time.